Hey there. I know that a lot of people have really busy work schedules and are working a busy 9 to 5 job that takes a lot of time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a successful side hustle for side income, even if you're working a job that requires 90 hours a week of your time each week. So some time ago, I heard about the culture at Netflix and the hiring and work culture where the CEO thought that people should be working really, really hard and working really long hours. They don't care so much about, a nice company culture as much as it's all about you gotta be in the office and working, I guess, pretty much 90-hour, 100-hour weeks. The kind of stuff that, Elon Musk, Tesla CEO, has become famous for because, he works really hard. So you might be in that situation maybe where you're like working, I don't know, whatever kind of gig that you're working. Uh, maybe you're working as a truck driver where you're on the road a lot of the time, and so this requires you to be alert and everything for your own safety. So you really don't have too much time outside of work. Outside of work, you gotta rest and recuperate. Like there's a certain amount of sleep you gotta make sure you have, right? So you can't even be working when you're off the job. That's one scenario. Another scenario is there's guys that trade the stock markets. Like if you look at stock markets around the world, Tokyo, Japan, China, in Europe, on Wall Street, there's all kinds of financial markets jobs where you might be working pretty much 100 hours a week and that kind of thing. Or you happen to work in Silicon Valley for one of these companies like Netflix that want you to be working 100 hours a week. So what do you do? So the big mistake, obviously, when doing a side hustle in that position is a lot of people want to sell their skill for money. So, for example, if you're uh, someone that's working maybe as a software developer, this is something that, obviously my own background. So the first thought is like, okay, so I'm gonna find another software development gig and start coding at night for a company somewhere else, right? The downside with that is if your day job is very demanding, you're not gonna have enough time to turn around and say, now that I've knocked off work, I can take on a second 9 to 5. Like that's you're simply not going to be able to cut it because if you're having to work at work 90 hours, 100 hours a week, you literally have only a few hours left to try to rest, to sleep, to eat, to refresh and kind of get ready for the next day in the office. So, selling some kind of service as your side hustle is not a smart move in that position because you literally run out of hours in the week to be able to do everything. And this is where now you start being late for work because you're overworking yourself outside of work. And that's a good part to getting yourself fired. So that's something you want to avoid at all cost. What you need to do in that situation is you need to pursue what I call a product-based side hustle. A product-based side hustle, this is a business model where you're going to sell some kind of product that's independent of your time. Separating income from time is how you're going to be able to build a side hustle that's successful even when you have limited time to be able to work on the side hustle. So there are three broad categories of product-based side hustles that I recommend. The first one is software as a service. This works really well if you have software development expertise and background. Developing software on the side, that's kind of where I started my own entrepreneurial ventures, was taking my skills as a software developer and working on my own applications and trying to build them up into successful startups. You can build up a software on the side. Don't take too long, like build up a minimally viable product, and then actually start promoting the software. The advantage here is you don't have to do manual work when you land a new client. You just give them access to the software. The second category of product-based side hustles is e-commerce. Like you could do a drop shipping store, or you could do a traditional e-commerce store where you get some inventory and you put up some products for sale in your own online store, or you could even use a third-party platform like Amazon or eBay or Etsy, where you have a storefront on there and you list your products. When you get an order, you just ship out the product to the customer. Again, this is something where you don't have to do a lot of manual work when you land a new client. Finally, the last business model that falls under this category of product-based side hustles is information products. There's a lot of people that teach courses on music, singing, fitness, cooking, art, any kind of thing that you can imagine. There's people making a living out of selling that knowledge in the form of a course or a membership program or some kind of coaching type offer, where you simply give people access to your course or to your online materials, and they take the course at their own schedule. And again, you don't have to do a whole bunch of manual labor to be able to grow your side hustle. So this is the way to manage that situation and build a successful side hustle when you are literally working 90 to 100 hours a week. Now, if you need more resources to help you with your side hustle journey, check out some of my free resources. The links will be in the description.